High Fight IQ, presented by Expanse Energy.
Welcome back to High Fight IQ. I'm your host, Brad Barnes. I am joined today by Douglas Frey. Doug has experience both as a fighter and now as a coach. He's been a stalwart of Texas MMA scene for many years. Doug, how you doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing great.
Good to hear it. You are not at home. You are traveling right now, getting ready for Invicta, correct?
Yep, we're in Kansas City this weekend, and my wife Jen is going to be fighting Saturday night.
She's had quite a run for Invicta, been pretty successful. And I can't help but just attribute that a lot to the role that you've played. You know, most spouses get to be supportive, but that just ends at the door when they leave every day. You're getting to be supportive in every aspect of training because you have that experience.
Yeah, you know, we're really fortunate at this point in her career and just in our relationship that this is just something that we make work really well, and it's something, you know, as you know, a lot of fighters don't have. You know, some may be married and have spouses that are supportive in certain ways, but as you pointed out, yeah, I'm able to basically have my hand in just about everything, and I think it really helps with Jen's growth as a fighter, so she doesn't have to worry about any of that shit, and I just, am I allowed to cuss?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, so I should have asked that beforehand. The dynamic that we have, I believe that it's something that does contribute to Jen's success. I do also believe, though, that even if I wasn't in the picture and Jen and I never met and she was still on this path, she would still be great. You know,
absolutely. I mean, she has the hard job. She's the one that has to actually get in there and do it for sure.
Exactly.
You know, talk about that real quick. You've got, I mentioned it before, you've got experience as a fighter. You fought on some pretty big shows, and you've had success. Do you feel like you had to learn things the hard way coming from being fighting back? I mean, you had your first fight like 2005, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So 2005 to 2017, you and I both know that people were not training correctly. They're not training correctly now. So 2005, it's all hit or miss. You know, what are the big lessons you've learned that you now implement for not just Jen, but other fighters you work with?
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and it's funny, I just had this exact same conversation 20 minutes ago with one of my Icelandic Viking brothers. His name is Arne, and he was the first professional fighter from Iceland, and he's here coaching his fighter Suna, who's also fighting Saturday night. And he and I kind of grew up in that same era, or we started our careers in that same era. He had 17 fights as well, but it was the exact same thing. You know, we were just putting on gloves, biting down on your mouthpiece, and you go to war, and that's your training session. And what we have nowadays, you know, it was a sink or swim. You know, you were thrown into the fire, and you learned really quick who had it in them as far as that type of heart and drive, but it also heavily increased risk for injury. And it's just not smart. You have a certain way. There are certain ways that we do things now, especially that, yes, you're right. I completely think that since I went through it, my fighters nowadays, I can identify when they're getting into a certain point of maybe even overtraining, and I can scale back training, or you know, have them rest for a day or two and get those energy stores reserved back up. But yeah, there were times in my career that it wasn't about smart training; it was about hard training. And nowadays, you know, certainly as a fighter and as a coach, I've grown tremendously, and yeah, that helps with the athletes that I'm connected with to this day.
You know, and talking about that, you know, one of the things in my personal situation, you know, I've experienced a lot of head trauma, so have a lot of those symptoms and things happening in my day-to-day life, and it sucks. And one of the reasons I can attribute that to, outside of just bite down on your mouthpiece, we're going to stretch for 5 minutes, and then we're going to sprint on each other trying to knock each other out. That was one part, but the other part was I had no business sparring because I wasn't in shape. So I would have my hands down after a minute. So I would take damage that wasn't necessary because I wasn't following good nutrition. I wasn't following periodization. I was just going out there. So talk about the role that nutrition is playing now with all the fighters, specifically how you work with it.
Yeah, I'm unfortunate in that aspect as well. Again, it's almost like the same conversation I had even earlier today with someone else, that it's finally coming into play with these athletes, and especially some of the more top tier athletes, is how important nutrition is to the overall general health, but also the weight management. And I'm lucky to kind of be on the ground floor as far as there hasn't been just a whole lot of nutritionists come through to begin to help these fighters.
Well, it's been a lot of bro science. It's been a lot of bro science, and it's also been a lot of people taking in bodybuilding aspects, wrestling, weight cutting, how we weight cut for boxing. It's all going to work to a certain degree. So what are you doing that separates it out from that?
So I went to school for dietetics, and it wasn't to be a dietitian; it was to understand the science behind nutrition. And drop out is a poor word to use, but I essentially dropped out right when it came time to just go do clinicals and spend 8 hours a day in a lab or in an office. And because that's not what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to use it for combat sports athletes, and so it really helped for me to get those few years of schooling and understand how the science behind the body works. Now, mix that in with how I was raised on a very healthy diet by my mother and growing our own fruits and vegetables, and then my journaling that I've done since I was a child. I wrestled in high school, so I started weight cutting very early. But I would journal, and I would record what I would eat and how much I would eat, and it transferred into my MMA career to where I was able to fight at 135 pounds, being 5'11", and now I'm walking around about 161, 162, but at that time about 167 pounds, and you can't call it healthy to cut 30 fucking pounds, but there is a safer way to do it, and that's what I was able to kind of figure out, and how the body works as far as manipulation. Fast forward to college, and now I understand the purpose behind glycogen and glucose and ketosis and just all these words that are very important to a nutritionist and someone who's overseeing an athlete's nutrition. So now what I can do with these athletes is tremendous, and it's science backed, and it works. And the fighters are happier. It makes the weight cuts more manageable and less demanding, at least on the psychological aspect.
Talking with all the things you're doing, you're obviously doing it the smart way. And when you do things smart, especially in this game nowadays, because there's so much at stake and every fight could potentially be your last one, that's obviously starting to garner you some clients. You're working with Chaz Skelly from the UFC. Obviously a fan favorite.
It's showing. The fruits of my labor are showing. It wasn't something that I initially was I need to fucking go ahead and get an LLC with it right now, because as many clients as I have doing out of the woodworks. But it was for me and kind of for some teammates. Now I've got other fighters reaching out to me for their help, and some that are at the top of their game right now, including Chaz and Jen. So it's great that I can be a part of this, man. And I say it time and time again that being on the ground floor of it, so to speak, because you're right. There's a lot of bro science that went around, and people using powerlifting or bodybuilding diets and things like that, and that's not what a fighter is. That's not what those aren't the same types of foods that a fighter would eat or a combat sports athlete.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely able to identify with that.
Absolutely. So with that, obviously, just the way you're talking, if I was still fighting right now and being a jiu-jitsu competitor, it makes me wonder, what you're doing that's different, how it could benefit me. So if someone needed to get in contact with you, you currently taking any new clients, or is it just kind of on a case-by-case basis?
Case-by-case basis at the moment, because I want to make sure that I'm doing this legitimate. And so I've got an attorney, and I just began talking with her about forming an LLC for myself. So I'm not just taking on a ton of clients. Now I have people reach out and ask for bill plans and I will create custom meal plans. But when it comes to like what I do for Jen and for Chaz, and now I've got Raquel Pennington reaching out to me for these athletes, like where they bring me in as a nutritionist to cook their food during fight week and stuff. I'm not trying to do that. Well, I'm being very picky and choosy. That's a better way to approach it. But I mean, if people wanted to contact me, they can always reach out to me. I'm very active on social media, or they can write me at my email, Douglas@forgedstrengthathletics.com. Shoot me an email, and I'll pretty good correspondence there.
Awesome. That's very, very good information for people to know, especially people that listen that fight, or the guys that just are coaches. I think there's too often where we see coaches that they just kind of stay in their lane. They don't really want to learn anything new and challenge themselves to grow for their fighters. So obviously important to know. Looking
Dude,
on,
I'm like, I want to learn everything. Like everyone knows, George Lockhart and Daniel Leeds are doing some really great shit with their VT Fitness, and I'm like, I just want to sit down and pick his brain because I believe that we're like-minded and we could have some really great information and just trading information as well and learning and becoming a better person through knowledge, obtaining knowledge.
Absolutely. So you guys have Invicta Saturday night, correct?
Saturday night, yep.
Saturday night on Fight Pass.
On UFC Fight Pass, yep. The fights will begin at 7. Jen is the co-main event, so she'll fight towards the end of the card. And yeah, she's the hammer that's gonna be driving the nail. Awesome.
As far as predictions, I mean, she at this point in her career, she looks like every fight is just hers to lose. She's got the skills right now to really push everybody in that division.
Yeah. So Jen's one that she won't predict her fight at all. She doesn't like to visualize. She likes to be in the moment, in the present. I completely respect that. Now, as a husband and as a coach, I do think that her skill set will present itself, or has the ability Saturday night to present a really nice, clean KO. And one thing that Jen's been talking about this whole camp is, I haven't had a finish in a little while. She goes, I'm going to be hunting for one. And she got dynamite in that left hand.
That's awesome. Well, you can't ask for anything better than that, and especially if that's the hunger that you can hear a little bit in her voice. She's thinking about looking for that. That's going to be a fan favorite finish of the night for sure. So,
yeah, we're looking for it, brother.
So, Doug, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time out. Again, if anybody wants to get in contact with you, they can email you at, what was the email again?
Douglas@forgedstrengthathletics.com. You can also find me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and it's just Douglas Frey, or I think I maybe Douglas.Frey on Instagram. But yeah, hit me up if you wanna chat and you're serious about opening up your mind to a better way of nutrition. Let's talk.
Awesome. So anybody out there should take the information, use it for the betterment of yourself. This is a once-in-a-lifetime career that you can have that can be successful or horribly painful for yourself. Take every chance you can to use resources. Doug, I appreciate you coming on, spend a little bit of time talking to people, and good luck on Saturday night.
Thanks, Fred. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Not a problem, man. It's always good to talk to you, and I'll see you soon.
Cool. Later, brother.
See you, bud.
High Fight IQ, presented by Expanse Energy.